Enroll now in our ongoing April and May intakes in the following diploma, certificate and artisan programs. SMS your name, course, grade and email address to 0725 818 644 or visit our website Eldoret Technical Training Institute. Growing reputation.
Hi there, my name is Dr. George Washuri. I am here to present to you a wonderful place you can build a retirement home. Where else other than Ocean View Ridge, Vipingo by Optiven? This property is well manicured. We have a perimeter wall. We are doing a swimming pool. We just concluded a beautiful entry gate. Only 2 miles to the ocean. What are you waiting for? Do you want to retire in the coastal region? Call this number 0790 300 300. The best property ever.
Building your house or constructing them all. Build Expo 2024 is back at KICC. Connect with the entire building. Construction, mining, lighting, roof, wood amp, water technology industries. Meet local and international companies with thousands of products from over 42 countries. A feast for developers, contractors and architects at KICC from 5th to 7th June, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Be there.
Well, the early bird doesn't just catch the worm. Red Bull gives you wings.
What a wonder! Something so small as a vaccine can help save millions of lives, from measles, cervical cancer to polio, cholera and COVID-19. Vaccines have been helping protect us for over 200 years. Ever wonder how vaccines work? Vaccines act like a coach. Train and strengthen your immune system, helping to build up the strength of your immune system to help protect you from potentially dangerous diseases. Take action. Visit your nearest health facility and get the vaccines your healthcare provider recommends for you. Brought to you by the Ministry of Health in collaboration with AMREF and Pfizer.
Mbali tumetoka na bado tunasonga, kote tumeenea. The future is ours. Tuanzishe mapya kwa wazo na ndoto. Tumefanikiwa. I am the future. Doing good. Bega kwa bega. Shoulder to shoulder. Steadily we grow. I am the future. Doing good. I am the future. Steadily we grow. Now and the future. Bado tunasonga. I am the future.
Celebrating 50 years of our past and inspiring our future. I&M Bank.
This is NTV.
Tonight, we are delivering our memo to the Cabinet Secretary for Education, Ezekiel Mashogu, his ministry and the country's top executive leadership at large, right to the President, William Ruto. A young girl from a low-income family travelled hundreds of kilometres across counties to school, and on the morning of opening day, she's told she has to go back home because the government, in the wee hours of the night, changed the school's opening date. It is possible that the family cannot afford the transport fare for her return home and then back to school in a week. She is stranded and vulnerable. Her parents are stressed, gripped by anxiety and uncertainty. The minister cited the adverse effects of the rains as the reason for the decision. But what happened at midnight, Sunday into Monday, that necessitated the Education CS issuing a press release suspending the reopening of schools at 1 a.m.? Which parents wake up checking social media for a government announcement at that time? Wouldn't sending an SMS be more effective at a reasonable time and in advance to avoid great inconvenience? CS Mashogu sought to defend his Monday announcement by saying that he received information on the situation on the roads and schools from data collated on Saturday and Sunday. He has also insisted that the inconvenience is better than the tragedy his decision has averted. Well, the country has been ravaged by the extreme weather for weeks, and the Meteorological Department has issued warnings for months. There have been questions and concerns over whether schools should be reopened as scheduled or hold off until there is less risk. The Deputy President even asked the Principal Secretary in charge of basic education, Belio Kipsang, about this just days ago, and the PS said that the affected schools in the capital would be handled on a case-by-case basis. On this advice, amid some Kenyans' concerns, the DP declared that schools reopening would continue as planned. But the government generated breaking news at 1 a.m., just hours before schools were to reopen. Well, many Kenyans have termed the confusion generated by the Mashogu pronouncement as incompetence, pointing to a government whose top leadership is disconnected from the realities of the common man and wanting in its communication. Amid all the uproar, one thing is clear. The decision makers in government must stop treating the Meteorological Department as a cosmetic agency, one whose existence appears to be just about checking a box according to the law, as opposed to being a guiding light in everyday life and averting tragedy. From a presidential denial of El Niño to a 1 a.m. change of plan on D-Day. This multitude of young Kenyans and some of their teachers have to get back on the very roads that are being avoided and go home and wait for next week, assuming no extension of schools closure will be released on the wee hours of Monday. Intention is good, but implementation has great bearing on the success of the intention. It shouldn't be that the hustler government is hustling the already economically and environmentally hassled hustlers. That is the memo. Tens dead, many more injured as gushing waters cause havoc in Maimahiu.
The magnitude is big and we are still likely to get more fatalities.
We give you exclusive footage of the situation on the ground. Plus, from a killer landslide in Murang'a to a rock slide in Sindo to the fatal boat tragedy in Garissa, the tragic rain of the rains. Plus, CS Mashogu's announcement in the wee hours of the night that sparked confusion and uproar.
I arrived yesterday from Mombasa, here in Kapenguria. It's very unfortunate that I have to return home because of the failure of the government to give prior information about the situation of school opening.
At the same time, traveling is a risky venture. So once the students have come to school, we shall just maintain them.
And more deaths, this time in a terror attack in Elwak, Mandera County. We have the details.
Live from Nation Centre, this is NTV Tonight with Smriti Vidyarthi.
Thanks for joining us. David Agondoa is our sign language interpreter tonight. 46 people are dead and scores others still missing after a build-up of water along River Kijabe swept away people and homes in Mai Mahiu. Survivors of the violent deluge are being treated at various hospitals in Nakuru. Bridget Ngana begins this broadcast.
Daniel Ndongo's phone can't stop ringing. The family has been making countless trips to all hospitals and morgues in Naivasha looking for their missing kin.
Walikuwa watu karibu 10, watatu ndio tumekosa. Wawili tayari tumeshawapata wameaga dunia. Wawili wako hospitali na hao wengine wako salama.
At the male ward in the Naivasha Level 4 Hospital, John Masharia and William Likoi recall their grisly experience.
Wakati tumelala, bibi akasema ni nini hiyo? Hiyo inavuruma. Bibi akaamka akiangalia kwa mlango ni na mimi nikaamuka. Nikaenda kufungua mlango. Hata si kufungua. Dakika hiyo tu. Nisikia tu kama malizaji. Tukapigwa tukapeleka sisi wote.
Maji ikajaa kwa nyumba yetu ikaanza kutupeleka juu. Sasa tumetufikisha leo na mabati. Nilikuwa na mtoto wa miezi 7 na mwingine wa miaka 3. Kaanza kusukuma mabati. Kasukuma mabati kabisa nikang'ang'ana mabati kanikata hapa. Sasa nikafaulu kutokea huko juu.
For Lydia Kuria, she helplessly watched as the floods swept away her nephew and neighbors. The walls of her house collapsed on her, breaking her leg.
Tulikuwa tumeambiwa huko juu kuna damu inaweza katika. Tukaanza kuulizana kama ndio imekatika. Tukakaa kama 10 minutes, sasa tukasikia maji imefika kwa manyumba. Sasa kama kwenye mimi inakaa kuibomoka. Kijana tulikuwa tunakaa nako kwa sister yangu kama ifariki sai kwa moto.
Majority of the more than 100 injured people are receiving treatment at the Mai Mahiu Level 3 Hospital.
Hakuna mtu aliniokoa, mimi ndio nilijiokoa, nikatoka nikapanda kwa mti, ndio nikatoka nikaona wenye walikuwa hapo, nikaenda kuita watu na huko tukaelezea kwenye nilikuwa kuna watu wengine hapo. Sasa mimi sikuwa naweza kuinua.
As a tent is where you are receiving the relatives. You are able to give them psychological first aid as an individual counseling or as a group counseling because some are coming as a family. Then we are able to give their contact because as they come, we are trying to get their relatives.
It has started raining, and in a sense, this will affect the ongoing rescue efforts in Mai Mahiu. The county, however, says that it has put in place contact tracing desks at all the public hospitals within Naivasha, and that is here at the Naivasha Sub-County Hospital and at the Mai Mahiu Level 3 Hospital. And so those who are still missing their kin are requested to present themselves at those tents for some psychosocial support and as well as tracing the missing kin. Bridget Ngana, NTV, Nakuru.
And as that happens, President William Ruto will on Tuesday preside over a special cabinet meeting to discuss the ongoing flooding crisis in the country. The government says over 120 people have lost their lives due to floods this year.
We have already established a 24-hour disaster center. We are monitoring the situation. Our take and that from experts show that these rains will taper and that we will see a lesser intensity of rain. But that is not to say that we are less prepared or we are letting down our guard. We will continuously be monitoring the situation.
Well, following the Mai Mahiu tragedy, search and rescue efforts of the victims continue. NTV Sydney Chazima reports that the government plans to conduct an assessment of all dams in the country. Right, we'll bring you that story shortly, but for now, away from the Maimahiu disaster, other parts of the country have continued to experience the adverse effects of the vagaries of the weather. 6 people were killed in a landslide in Madioya in Murang'a County, while in Suba, South Homa Bay County, 4 people lost their lives to flash floods. Helen Aura with more.
The midnight incident in Madioya, Murang'a County, claimed the lives of 6 people. Families were deep asleep when tragedy struck.
Tukawaokoa penye walikuwa wamelaliwa na miti na matope. Tukawachukua tukawapeleka kwa hospitali. Kwa bahati mbaya wakaaga.
Sehemu ya Murang'a South wao hupokea what we call flash floods. So wao huathirika sana na flooding pale chini. So kile ambacho tena nitahimiza kila mmoja wetu tukae makini.
Meanwhile, 3 bodies were on Monday retrieved from River Tana following Sunday's incident, where a boat capsized at Konapunda area. 20 people are still missing. The boat is reported to have been ferrying passengers from Madogo area in Garissa when it capsized at around 6:30 p.m., making it difficult for the rescue team to continue with the search and rescue as it was getting dark. The boat is said to have been ferrying 45 people, with Kenya Red Cross managing to rescue 22 people.
As I speak to you in this podium, 10,000 people in Nairobi City are displaced by floods. That is the gravity of the situation.
At least 4 people have died, while several others have been injured after flash floods that also resulted in a rock slide in Rangwa East in Suba South constituency. The Sunday afternoon incident also left several people counting their losses after water destroyed property of unknown value. In Sindo town, more than 200 families have also been left homeless after their homes were submerged following the heavy downpour on the Sumba, Rangwa and Kisaku hills.
In this area, over 20 households were washed away, and down in Sindo town, over 50 households.
Helen Aura, NTV.
Well, related to the floods, confusion marred school reopening on Monday after hundreds of primary and secondary school students trooped to their respective institutions, only to find that the government had postponed the opening date. Schools were scheduled to reopen on April 29th, 2024, but will now open on May 6th, after Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Mashogu issued the directive late Sunday night. Margaret Kimathi with more.
Learners both in primary and secondary schools were seen at different bus stages, heading back home after reporting to school Monday morning. This is after the government announced the postponement of the second term opening date late Sunday at night. In West Pokot County, more than 50 students of Choyowet High School had already arrived at the school by 9 a.m. on Monday. The school principal says 35 students of the students arrived at the school on Sunday.
I arrived yesterday from Mombasa, here in Kapenguria. It's very unfortunate that I have to return home because of the failure of the government to give prior information about the situation of school opening. Right now I'm desperate in Makutano. I even don't understand how I'll make it to home.
Sasa tunashindwa, watarudishia wazazi transport yenye waligaramikia hadi watoto wakafika kwa mashule, au watoto wataendelea kukaa kwa shule. Na je, nani atawachunga wakiwa kwa shule?
We are going to accommodate them for these 7 days. You know, it's going to be uneconomical to tell a student, a parent that I travel all the way from Makueni to go back. It is costly.
The situation was not different at Bunyore High School in Vihiga, as over 20 students had already embarked on the journey for the beginning of second term. Meanwhile, in Uasin Gishu County, students who had already reported to Paul Boyd High School will be forced to stay in school until 6 May.
Traveling is a risky venture, so once the students have come to school, we shall just maintain them.
In Nandi County, more than 100 teachers at Kapsabet Boys High School who had reported to school ahead of the expected reopening of the second term will remain in school until next week. Chief Principal Kipchumba Mayo said the student had not reported since the school was to open on Thursday, 2nd May.
Sasa unashangaa, unatangaza wakati tayari wanafunzi wamesafiri, tayari walimu wamesafiri. Sasa hata yeye pia naye ako na shida kidogo.
Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Mashogu has explained the reason that made him issue a statement at late night. In an exclusive interview with Nation.Africa, Mashogu said the Ministry of Education took the decision to save learners' lives after receiving data from various counties that travel has been adversely affected by the heavy rains pounding the country. Basic facilities in various schools have also been affected by floods. He said data that was collected on Saturday and yesterday informed the decision. Margaret Kimathi, NTV.
Right, those stories take us to our first break in this broadcast. Do stay with us, there's more coming up.
Eliud Kipchoge has done the unthinkable.
Today, everyone knows me for my victories. Only I know how much I had to try. I got silver, bronze, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. How you deal with pain and setbacks makes you who you are. I choose to accept that I am human. I choose to test myself and stand up when I was down, again and again. Then I realized I wasn't giving myself a challenge big enough, a dream big enough to inspire not just me, but every fellow human. I was limiting myself by what I thought I could do, so I became unlimited. I choose to run the biggest race that man could run. And I challenge myself to do it faster than anyone had done it before. Everything changes when you choose to be unlimited.
To be unlimited, call 0800 724 724.
Kuna 1.1 million Kenyan shillings mahali hapa. Yote ndani ya shamba hili, na tarehe 28 mwezi huu wa Aprili, draw ya kujishindia shamba hili inafanyika. Unaitaka? Dial *570#. Chagua option ya kuvuka na chake pekee. Cheza mara kadhaa, imarisha ushindi wako kwa kujaza tiketi zako kwenye draw. Title deed yako tunaitransfer papa hapa. Lot yako iko kwenye *570#. Kalamu yako ya sahihi ndio hii na makasi yako ndio hii. Buka na shake.
Ataenda kucheza nje na hii baridi yote. Why did you let him go? Si atagonjeka.
Sasa asipofanya tizi, how will he win more trophies? To protect our family from germs that cause illness when it's cold, we use Dettol soap.
Dettol soap with germ defense gives you protection. When it's cold, germs are transferred in different ways. And Dettol soap's germ defense protects you from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Be Dettol sure.
Hi there, my name is Dr. George Washuri. I am here to present to you a wonderful place you can build a retirement home. Where else other than Ocean View Ridge, Vipingo by Optiven? This property is well manicured. We have a perimeter wall. We are doing a swimming pool. We just concluded a beautiful entry gate. Only 2 miles to the ocean. What are you waiting for? Do you want to retire in the coastal region? Call this number 0790 300 300. The best property ever.
Show off your best skin with Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Body Lotion. Now with 5-in-1 complete care. The deeply nourishing formula prevents your skin from drying with precious cocoa butter and deep moisture for smooth and healthy looking skin. Step out in confidence with our most complete care from the world's #1 skincare brand.
I can wait. We can go home together if you want.
I have to get back to work. I'm sorry about that, Mrs. Joanne. I guess JC's still a bit upset.
Why is her color like this? There you go. It looks nicer.
Did Mother ever once mention why she feels so fond of Leo?
Leia reminds her of you. You're both quite similar.
That new friend of yours, JC. Son, be careful around him. Because maybe he isn't just eyeing to steal your girlfriend. He might be after your place in the hierarchy.
Are you pulling a fast one?
Fists of fate.
I tried looking out for you, bro. Hey, you see now? How's the hard button? Look now, it's burning.
Do not hold back in any situation. Eno gets to work on the 6 symptoms of heartburn fast.
You do know you said all of that out loud, right?
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Welcome back. Let's take you back to that Mai Mahiu tragedy, and following that, efforts in search and rescue are underway. Sydney Chazima now reports that the government plans to conduct, I beg your pardon, an assessment of all dams in the country.
Picture this. You live in the area close to River Kijabe.
Niko na muda mrefu sana hapa, lakini hakujatokea jaga ingine kama hii.
And on one Friday, you notice water from the river has started piling because a tunnel that is supposed to help drain the water has been blocked by silt, a tree, and mud from a landslide that has even broken a part of the railway track.
Ikawa sasa imejiform kama dam, lakini sio dam, ni kitu ambaye imejilete kwa kufungana kwa sababu hakuna pahali ya kupitia.
You warn villages around Old Kijabe, which is upstream.
Sasa tukaja kuambia watu hame kwa vile maji ilikuwa imebakiza kama futi 10 iwe level na hii railway.
They start the evacuation process from their homes, but the information doesn't fully reach those who are downstream the river in Kianduma village. A few nights later on Monday, overflow finds its way to Kianduma, wreaks havoc, displaces hundreds, and kills over 46 people.
Sio ati kukataa walikataa kuhama, maji ilikuwa na force mingi sana, ikalenga hawa ikawachukua kutoka bari.
Tales from these villagers vividly detail the events that have now shocked the entire country. The Nakuru County government and the Red Cross Society fears that the number of casualties could even be more.
The magnitude is big, and we are still likely to get more fatalities going forward.
Rescue efforts are still on course, with over 100 people reportedly rescued and are now receiving medical attention from hospitals close by.
Everything is moving. We have PGH as well on standby in case we need to evacuate more there, but also more doctors from our other hospitals like PGH are also coming here to help.
The silt and mud, logs of trees in the road and ditches created by the ravaging waters have resulted in a traffic snarl-up in the area. Cars that were parked were swept off, others remain marooned. Government is warning those with the daring spirit to cross flooding rivers.
Watu wakitembea wanakuta bahari maji iko na fujo, inatembea ikiwa na fujo mingi sana. Wagari wanaelekeza ngari huko ndani, imebeba watu, wanasobwa na maji, wanapotesha maisha yao, wanawacha familia zao zikiumia.
To those living in potentially disastrous areas, the government plans to assess the situation and evacuate residents where it will be deemed necessary.
Tukiwaomba na wananchi na Wakenya na serikali kuu na serikali ya kaunti, ikiwaomba tusonge kwa sehemu fulani. Jamii nawaomba tusonge.
Residents of Mai Mahiu hold on to the hope that intense rescue and evacuation efforts will be rolled out, bearing in mind the rains are still pounding the area.
Sahi daraja yetu imeenda, tusaidiwe hata daraja tujengewe hapa kwa sababu mambo ni imezidi. Bado wa chini barabara imevujika, daraja yetu imeenda, sasa sisi tumesikiwa tunatembea mguu.
Sydney Chazima, NTV.
Right, well, let's now bring you some figures with regard to the flooding situation in the country. And these numbers coming up on your screen have been provided by the Kenya Red Cross. 50 people are still missing tonight after being washed away by the floods in the 33 out of 47 affected counties. 5,774 livestock have been lost, while some 41 roads have been cut off. Some 38,491 households have been affected, with 20,095 households displaced. The education and business environments have also been affected, 35 schools in particular, and 484 businesses countrywide. All right, shifting focus now to some of the day's business news. And the national carrier Kenya Airways has suspended its flights to Kinshasa, citing continued detention of its crew by the Democratic Republic of Congo, that's the DRC's government, over a controversial consignment of banknotes. In an update on Monday, the airline said the suspension will take effect from Tuesday, April 30th, pointing out difficulties in supervision and support of its operations in Kinshasa. The move by KQ is set to benefit other airlines servicing the Nairobi-Kinshasa route, including Ethiopian Airlines, Precision Air, ASKI Airlines and South African Airways.
So this one is...
Kenya has cancelled the contract for the construction of the Nairobi-Nakuru-Mau Summit toll road, citing, among other things, high toll fees proposed by the French contractors. A source at the Kenya National Highways Authority, that's KENHA, the procuring agency of the construction of the 233-kilometre highway, told the Business Daily that the deal had been terminated, with the state now in the process of issuing a fresh tender. In June last year, the Roads Transport Principal Secretary, Joseph Mbugua, said the construction of the toll road had been frozen due to the high user fees, with the state pushing for a review of the multi-billion shilling project. Kenyan farmers are set to benefit from the latest technological advancements in agriculture as AgriTech Africa Summit beckons a little over a month. Kenya will be hosting for a 9th year in a row, with key emphasis being the use of the Internet of Things and its application in key farming sectors such as soil science and pH determination. A total of 175 companies from 25 countries are expected to participate in this exhibition, and a large number of visitors are expected.
June from 12 to 14, an event which is an annual event called AgriTech Africa. This event is being hosted here in Kenya for the 9th time. It started in 2014. This is the biggest conference where African countries meet to do it matters, to do it technology in agriculture and other issues facing Africa on matters agriculture. Kenya is privileged to host this event for the 9th time. And this event, the theme of this event is to improve farmers' income using technology and innovation.
Now, to enhance training and mentoring for students who are entering social and behavioral science fields, the American Institutes for Research has initiated strategic partnerships with institutions of higher learning that will host key social, human and behavioral science studies. These partnerships are designed to be 2 years in duration, with options to renew as desired. Resources, research grants, scholarships and trainings are shared across all participating universities and in partnership with the Pan-African Partners, African Economic Research Consortium and the Union of African Population Studies. Across all these partners and activities, the funding is at $250,000 annually.
Would encourage the government to use data to inform policies, not to say that they're not doing that, but we are calling for improvement because we know that those programs that are evidence-based, then they serve the needs of the people.
Our equity initiative reflects an opportunity to self-fund in areas that are seeing less investment by governments and foundations yet, but we often work in partnership with governments and communities and foundations through our equity initiative. Most of AIR's work is for clients, funded by governments and local and national entities that have needs for evidence and data.
All right, we're taking a quick break. Bernard Ndong is standing by. He'll bring you some of the day's sports news. Stay with us.
Cash reward ya 1000 inaweza kukukodolea macho. Kuna 100 daily winners.
Shinda Cash na M-Coop Cash. Cooperative Bank. We are you. Terms and conditions apply.
Everyone can be an expert in his or her field. You can be an expert in all analytics. You know who will be the next star of the season. You can be an expert in all matches. You are an expert in statistics or people's opinions. 1xBet will help you show your expertise. Express yourself. You're the expert.
Welcome to Herencia, the heartland of good living, where you belong. A community with endless possibilities. Your path to discovering a master plan gated community that matches your ambitions. Get yourself this must-have piece of paradise with state-of-the-art amenities, constant water supply, good security, tarmac roads, and much more from as low as 3.5 million. The best part, availability of buy and build financing services. Don't wait. Contact us today or visit our offices for more info. Buy and build your way at Herencia, the heartland of good living.
Crazy offers. Save up to 180 bob. Buy now at a store near you.
If you must worry, then worry about winning. Why worry about germs?
Everyday use of Dettol keeps my loved ones protected.
Maswali gani tena? Kama ni mapri, ndio hii Toyota High Ace. Na kama ni mshindi, ni wewe mchezaji wa Lucky Game. Kama ni nambari za kucheza, dial *570#. Na kama ni namna ya kushinda kwa urahisi, cheza Lucky Game mara kadhaa ili kuongeza your entry tickets kwenye draw. Na kama ni siku ya kutangaza mshindi, ni 5th of May. Swali gani tena? Dial *570#. Cheza Lucky Game. Vuka na hii mapri.
NTV Sports News in association with Nivea Men Deep Impact Body Lotion.
Hello there, it's time for the sports update. Good evening, I'm Bernard Ndong. The national men's under-20 rugby team, Chipu, is looking to improve on its 2023 sixth place finish at the World Under-20 Rugby Trophy as they prepare for this year's edition that will be held from the 2nd to the 17th of July in Scotland. Chipu, who jetted back into the country Monday afternoon, exerted sweet revenge on their perennial rival Zimbabwe as they claimed a dominant 28-13 win on the Junior Sables home turf to book a slot in the global showpiece that will be held later this year. The team voiced the need for an early camp, timely allowances and proper kitting as they prepare for the global showpiece.
I believe that the union can do better. Try training. We can start our training earlier. We can also start our camps earlier. If we spend time together as a team, we'll be stronger, the bond will be greater, and even the allowances coming on time, the merchandise, these are strong boosts for the mental state of the players.
We landed there, we really didn't know what we were going to meet, and we were the underdogs. As we landed there, everyone had written us off. I believe even some of our own guys. Our problem was always Namibia when we landed. We had focused so well on it. When we got there, we just did what we knew how to do best, and we eclipsed Namibia. Good thing is, from that day, we were able to now look at the other teams and work against their weaknesses.
In motorsport action, Asad Anwar zoomed to victory in the 6th edition of the Betika Rallycross that was held at the Kasarani Super Spectator Stage in Nairobi. The 2014 Autocross four-wheel drive champion topped the podium in the open class category, clocking 6 minutes, 21.82 seconds to upstage Rwandese driver Giancarlo Davite and rookie Ishmael Azeli, who completed the podium positions. In the two-wheel drive category, Aman Ganatra secured the plaudits, finishing ahead of his challenger Daniel Mwangi. Ganatra clocked 6 minutes, 21.96 seconds with Mwangi stopping the timer at 7 minutes 36.33 seconds. Samir Nanji crashed out of the event, while car trouble halted Stephen Bochi's plans. The team events, Solijin, which was led by Hamza Anwar, was in imperious form, clinching the title. And finally, Brazilian defender Thiago Silva announced today his departure from Chelsea at the end of the season after 4 years at the Premier League club, but said he hoped to return in a different role. The 39-year-old joined from Paris Saint-Germain on a free transfer in August 2020 and has made 151 appearances for Chelsea. He won the Champions League as well as the Club World Cup and as well as the Super Cup. He said Chelsea meant a lot to him and his initial plan was to stay for a year, but he found himself at Stamford Bridge for 3 more years. The Seleção star said he cherished the years spent with Chelsea, where he said, quote, "I always gave my all." But that's it in the world of sports. Remember, after the news broadcast, I'll still be in studio, and it's Sport On with a very, very interesting twist. We have a player from all the way in Japan who came to play professional football in Kenya. He'll be sharing his story on Sport On in a few. Stay tuned for that.
NTV Sports News, in association with Nivea Men Deep Impact Body Lotion.
For an exclusive 3-time skin effect, try Nivea Men Deep, powered by black carbon, for 48-hour deep moisture, a fresh skin feel, and a long-lasting masculine fragrance. Try Nivea Men Deep Roll-On for 72-hour antibacterial sweat protection.
Right, it has indeed been a heavy bulletin. We close now with a little bit of inspiration from nature. The little things do count too. You've been watching NTV Tonight. That is all that we have lined up for you. Thanks for your company. David Agondoa has been our sign language interpreter. I am Smriti Vidyarthi. Time to say a good night. Stay tuned though. Sport On is coming up next. Bye-bye.
This is NTV.
Unapocheza Lotomoto, ni wengi wanasaidika, na ni kwa sababu yako wengi wasiojiweza wananufaika. Na kwako wewe mchezaji, unajipatia fursa ya kujishindia Toyota Hiace ambaye namtangaza mshindi on the 5th of May. Zidi kucheza Lotomoto, zidi kucheza Lucky Game na uzidi kusaidia jamii ya wasiojiweza kwa ujumla. Matrindo huyu hapa na anakugoja. Dial *524#, chagua option namba 4 na ujiingize katika draw ya kuvuka namba 3. Mshindi tunamtangaza 5th of May. Dial *524#, chagua option namba 4.
Cheza Lucky Game na tunakuhakikishia ushindi na bahati yako itakufikia mahali popote ulipo. Kumbuka kucheza ni *524#.
To protect our family from germs that cause illness when it's cold, we use Dettol soap.
Dettol soap with germ defense gives you protection. When it's cold, germs are transferred in different ways, and Dettol soap's germ defense protects you from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Be Dettol sure.
For an exclusive 3-time skin effect, try Nivea Men Deep, powered by black carbon. for 48-hour deep moisture, a fresh skin feel, and a long-lasting masculine fragrance. Make an impact with Nivea Men Deep Impact Body Lotion. Try Nivea Men Deep Roll-On for 72-hour antibacterial sweat protection.
Ukilipa bill zako na M-Cop Cash reward ya 1000 inaweza kukukodolea macho. Kuna 100 daily winners.
Shinda cash na M-Cop Cash. Cooperative Bank. We are you. Terms and conditions apply.
Everyone can be an expert in his or her field. You can be an expert in all analytics. You know who will be the next star of the season. You can be an expert in all matches. You're an expert in statistics or people's opinions. 1xBet will help you show your expertise. Express yourself. You're the expert.
What a wonder. Something so small as a vaccine can help save millions of lives, from measles, cervical cancer to polio, cholera, and COVID-19. Vaccines have been helping protect us for over 200 years. Ever wonder how vaccines work? Vaccines act like a coach. Train and strengthen your immune system, helping to build up the strength of your immune system to help protect you from potentially dangerous diseases. Take action. Visit your nearest health facility and get the vaccines your healthcare provider recommends for you. Brought to you by the Ministry of Health in collaboration with AMREF and Pfizer.
My goodness, it hurts so much. I don't want to die, Natalia. Please, you have to help me.
You're going to be all right. We're getting out of here. Shh, just breathe. Just breathe,
Natalia. Forgive me for everything. I want you to forgive me. Please forgive me.
We've lost him.
No, he cannot die. No.
We need to let him go. We did everything we could for him.
Head over heels.
Head over heels in association with Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Body Lotion. Show off your best skin with Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Body Lotion with 5-in-1 complete care. The deeply nourishing formula prevents your skin from drying with precious cocoa butter and deep moisture for smooth and healthy looking skin.
Kuna mbomu 15 pounds. Nachukua mbomu. Zinakwenda. Nahitaji diaper.
Kimeumana.
39. 40,000 shillings. Namba 3. King Kong. Na 50,000 Kenya Grand, mega.
I can wait. We can go home together if you want.
I have to get back to work. I'm sorry about that, Mrs. Joanne. I guess JC's still a bit upset.
Why is your collar like this? There you go. It looks nicer.
Did Mother ever once mention why she feels so fond of Leo?
Leia reminds her of you. You're both quite similar.
That new friend of yours, JC. Son, be careful around him. Because maybe he isn't just eyeing to steal your girlfriend. He might be after your place in the hierarchy.
Are you pulling a fast one?
Fists of fate.
I tried looking out for you, bro. Hey, you see now? How's the hot bud? Look now, it's burning.
Do not hold back in any situation. Eno gets to work on the 6 symptoms of heartburn fast.
You do know you said all of that out loud, right?
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice. An all-new season of NTV Wild Talk with Smriti Vidyarthi, starting this May.
Climate change imeaffect wase different sana. Vile imeaffect wase kwa jiji ni different vile imeaffect mashinani na different vile imeaffect mitaani. Wase wa mashinani mostly wanga affect na hizi conversations za climate change na madhara yake. That's why tuko hapa hivi ikiweza kubridge hiyo gap kufikia mashinani na pia kufikia mitaani. Tutakuwa nauliza maswali 3. Je, unajua climate change ni nini?
Climate change is a long-term change in Earth's climate.
Je, unajua madhara ya climate change ni nini na unakozaje kuongeza hiyo madhara ya climate change?
Catholic imeza hiyo beer cans ama plastic itakuwa harmful. So in a way to avoid hiyo ni collect it. We come together tuna collect then tunaleta huku studio.
Mimi to Jackson Rangu na nitakuwa nasaidia kubridge hiyo gap kufikia mashinani, mamitaani na kila place wananidi kujua hii conversation. Hii ni Artways Mtaani.
Building your house or constructing them all. Build Expo 2024 is back at KICC. Connect with the entire building. Construction. My name